Everyone loves getting an upgrade, whether it's an upgraded airline seat or an upgraded hotel room. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about with the mortgage world today with a very special guest. Welcome back. My name is Chris Cox, and I am a North Carolina licensed real estate broker as well as a licensed mortgage loan originator. And today I have the privilege to talking with one of my preferred vendor partners, Tony Tehfe. Tony is a loan originator as well with One Real Mortgage, and I am honored to introduce him today. And we're going to talk to you about these credit upgrade program and how share an amazing story with how this benefited a recent client of his. So Tony, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Absolutely, Chris. Thank you so much for having me. First of all, I'm Tony Tehfe. I'm a senior loan advisor with One Real Mortgage, and I'm also a team leader as well. I've been in the industry for about 11 years now, and what we're going to be talking about today excites me because it's something that I use every single day. So thank you again for having me here.
Yeah, awesome. I'm excited to talk to you about this and kind of get the word out about this amazing program. So as I mentioned, we're going to talk about the credit upgrade, and Tony, let's go ahead and talk about this. So what's this credit upgrade, this free credit upgrade service that we're able to offer here?
Yeah, absolutely. So the credit upgrade is a complimentary service that we provide through one of our vendors, where if we have a client that has lower credit scores than average, or maybe someone has good credit and they want to go up to the excellent credit tier. So either or, we're able to provide credit tips and tricks on what they can do. It's pretty accurate as well. It's not just like advice. It's mainly they use a simulation where they put this credit report in the simulator, and the simulator will tell them, well, if they drop their balance by this much, or they paid this off, or maybe they added themselves on another account, whatever it is, it's fairly accurate. And the best part of all is that it's not a 30 or 60 or 90-day wait. So we get a credit report, we send it to the credit expert, we get the game plan, and as soon as the client executes, we're able to do a rapid rescore anywhere between 5 to 7 business days and get them on track to where they want to be. So
that's incredible. So as you mentioned, it's a free service. And the next thing, as far as like why someone would want to do this is, you kind of alluded to it a little bit there. They one of the benefits is they may be able to qualify for a wider range of loans, or maybe get into the next FICO score tier. So what are those? What does that look like? What are those two options for those, and how does that work with this?
yeah, absolutely. So sometimes you have, like, for example, we have a down payment assistance program right now for FHA. They want your credit score to be at 660 and above. So if anyone that comes to me wanting a down payment assistance, but they have a 640 credit score, they're the perfect, fit for this scenario here, right? Sometimes we have people that have 740 credit scores, and they're able to put 20% down and everything looks good on their end as far as the financing. But we know that 780 credit score is gonna get their credit scores get their interest rates to the next tier. They're gonna have just better program, better financing overall. And why not? Usually loan processes take anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks, depending on who you're working with. So why not, while you're in the loan process, also work on your credit? So right before closing, we do a rapid rescore, and now you have a better program, better product. And it's something that definitely we'll touch on here shortly, because we can share many
it's phenomenal. I think that's one thing that's really overlooked out there in the industry is it's not just about being able to qualify, right? That your interest rates potentially change based on that tier that you get into. So it's not just about being able to qualify. It's also to be able to get the best interest rate possible for you. So awesome. Thank you for that. Now, I know kind of next thing we want to talk about is, a recent story that you had. So let's kind of talk about this recent closing that you had with someone using this program. Just kind of give an overview, what was this scenario look like? And then we got some other stuff to share on exactly how that worked itself out. So what was this recent scenario that you had?
Yeah, so we recently had a closing in the state of Colorado, and we had a buyer who was selling her home, purchasing a new one, and she had, I believe it was like 605 credit score, so it's under the 620 mark. Now, a lot of people don't know that FHA has a 580 to 619 program, but it's not the best program, right? It doesn't come with the best rate. It sometimes comes with a slightly higher down payment or whatnot. So she qualified for it, right? She sold a house. She has a lot of money in the bank, and she qualified for the 605 credit score for FHA. We got her in the loan process, and I believe her credit score, her interest rate was a 6.99. Now,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, this is someone that wasn't even complaining, right? She's just happy that she's moving from Iowa into Colorado, closer to her family, closer to her kids. So we started the loan with a 6.99, but I promised her that in the loan process, I'm going to reach out to you to help you with your credit, and maybe hopefully we can improve your interest rate before closing. And sure enough, because she had a lot of money from the sale of the home, the proceeds of the sale, she was able to really pay almost all of her debts out, but pay them all off, excuse me. And we did a rapid rescore for her literally a couple of days before closing. Scores jumped up to 669. So now she qualifies for the regular FHA loan, right? The one over 620.
Mm-hmm.
Her interest rate dropped, and this is a $398,000 loan. It's not a $100,000 or $200,000 loan. Her interest rate dropped from 6.9 down to like 6.1, and I believe it's a little over maybe 220 or $240
Yeah,
in.
yeah, we're gonna let's get right into that then and kind of share the exact details of that.
Oh,
So,
there you go.
yeah, so this was a scenario. This was the closing disclosure that you initially were able to send out to her,
Right.
and like you said, she was content at the 6.99. She kind of accepted that that was her fate there. So you can see there, you get an interest rate of 6.99. And as you said, Tony, her initial payment was looking at was going to be $3,200 a month. And you're able to do that rapid rescore, get her up into that next tier and into the next, out of that kind of that lower FHA program. And this was the final closing disclosure that you're able to get her into. So 6.125 was the interest rate you were able to lock. Now you were that's a 30-year fix. You were able to lock that for 30.
Yep, and yeah, and this is the initial lock. So this normally when we lock, we don't lock a rate, we lock the entire sheet. So
Mm-hmm.
when we lock for 699, we lock the 69 and anything under and anything above it as well. So all we had to do was when the rapid rescore came, the system is now reading, wait, her credit scores are 669. So technically, for the if she stays at the 699, she's gonna get a bunch of credit. So we use that credit to get down the rate down to 6.1.
Gotcha. Yeah. So then so we did the rescore and it got our payment down to 2981.85. And then I take it one step further just to kind of see like the real savings and the real impact that this program, that again was completely free, had on this one individual's life. And so we took, original mortgage payment 3209 and some change, updated mortgage payment 2981, monthly savings of $227. That came out to an annual savings of $2730 a year. So even if she just stays in the mortgage for a few years, while she's interest rates improve or she's able to get out of that program that she's in, maybe get out of a FHA and into a conventional, get rid of PMI, that kind of stuff. Just on the surface, $2,700 a year in savings. And if she were to keep that, in worst case scenario, she keeps that mortgage for 30 years and pays it off, she saved $82,000 just by saying, "Hey, yeah, go ahead and rapid. I have the money to pay off some credit, some debt," and that's real savings right there. So
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge success story. She was in tears when we were talking to her. The realtor also called me like, amazing work. You as a realtor, you always want to have, buyers are always going to be nervous, but the
mm-hmm.
more relaxed and the more comfortable they are with the mortgage side,
Yep.
that's 80% of the work right there, because clients love viewing homes and love checking out kitchens and looking at bedrooms. They don't like talking about numbers and rates and closing costs, but when I usually speak with clients and make them feel better about it and explain to them everything, it just makes the realtor's job a lot easier. And believe me, Betty is just one success story. This year, I call it planting the seeds. I'll talk to someone in January, they don't qualify, I give them a credit plan. A few months later, I follow up with them. We get them pre-approved. They buy a house. We've had over 12 families this year alone go through credit upgrade when they were told no numerous times. We have some stories of people being told no 5 times, and they
Yeah.
come work with us, and a few months later they buy. So the credit upgrade is just a phenomenal tool that I use on every single one of my loans.
I love that. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. And it's a perfect segue. So if someone were to, want to get started on this process, what would that process look like? What would they need to do here? And I have a QR code that I'm going to be sharing on the screen here. So it also will be dropped in the description of this video, will be the direct link if you're watching this. But if you're watching the video and you want to scan the QR code there, that will get you started on the path to submitting your initial application. And what that will do is that will alert both Tony and myself that you are looking to start a conversation. And then Tony will get to working on what we can do, kind of. And like Tony alluded to, it's never too early to get this started, whether you plan on buying in 6 months or a year. This is a great program to offer out to everybody. So again, that will be in the description below. And if you like what you're seeing here on this channel, go ahead and give us a subscribe. Stalk the other content that I have out there as well. I really am passionate about helping people get into houses and helping them realize all the programs that are out there. So Tony, thank you so much for being on the video today. And I'll talk to you soon.
You got it. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.